Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit stories that will make you question everything. Story 1. My friend keeps stealing my stuff without asking. So my friend basically thinks everything I own is his to take whenever he wants. I'm 16 and I work my butt off for everything I have. I save birthday money, do extra chores around the house, and sometimes wait months before I can afford something I really want. Nothing gets handed to me, you know. So when I finally buy something, it means a lot to me. My friend comes over pretty regularly, and at first everything was totally normal. We'd hang out, play video games, just typical friend stuff. But then he started doing this thing where he'd just grab my stuff without even asking. My controller, my headset, he even took my hoodie once. At first I didn't really say anything because I didn't want to seem petty or whatever. Like, friends share stuff, right? But it kept happening more and more. He'd walk into my room and just start using my things like they belonged to him. The thing that really got to me was that he never asked. Not once. He'd just assume it was okay and take whatever he wanted. When I finally worked up the courage to say something, I tried to be cool about it. I was like, "Hey man, could you maybe ask before you use my stuff?" And you know what he said? He told me I was being selfish and that friends are supposed to share. He made me feel like I was the one being unreasonable. But here's the thing that really pushed me over the edge. He borrowed my expensive gaming headset without asking, again, and when he gave it back, it was broken. Just completely messed up. When I confronted him about it, he shrugged and said accidents happen, like it was no big deal. That headset cost me 3 months of saving up. So I told him he couldn't use my stuff anymore, period. Now he's saying I'm being a terrible friend and that I care more about material things than our friendship. He's even got some of our other friends thinking I'm being unreasonable. But I don't think wanting someone to ask before they take your things is too much to expect, especially when they've already broken something expensive. The whole situation is making me question whether this friendship is even worth it. Am I really being selfish here, or do I have the right to set boundaries about my own belongings? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. I called police on my ex after multiple warnings. So I had to call the police on my ex-partner and now I'm wondering if I went too far. Here's the situation. We have a kid together, so obviously we still have to interact for drop-offs and pick-ups, and those happen at my workplace. Now, I was totally fine with keeping things simple. Quick hello, quick goodbye, focus on our child, and that's it. Professional and drama-free, you know. But my ex just couldn't seem to grasp this concept. Every single time they'd show up, they'd want to have these long conversations about parenting decisions that needed immediate answers. They'd interrupt me while I'm trying to work, demand my attention, and then refuse to leave until I gave them the response they wanted. It was becoming a real problem because I'm trying to do my job, and they're creating scenes in my workplace. The first time it happened, I pulled them aside and nicely explained that my workplace isn't the place for lengthy parenting discussions. I suggested we handle those conversations over text or phone calls when I'm not on the clock. They seemed to understand, or at least I thought they did. But then it happened again. And again. So I tried being more direct. I told them firmly that they needed to stick to quick greetings and focus on our child during workplace visits. Still nothing changed. By this point, my co-workers were starting to notice, and I was getting embarrassed. My boss hadn't said anything yet, but I could tell it was becoming disruptive. The 4th time it happened, I was really losing my patience. I demanded that they stop this behavior immediately and reminded them that they were putting my job at risk. They got defensive and accused me of being unreasonable, but they left. I thought maybe that finally got through to them. But no, they came back and did it again. At this point I realized that being nice wasn't working, being firm wasn't working, and even demanding respect for my workplace wasn't getting through to them. So I made the decision to file a harassment report with the police. Now they're absolutely furious with me, saying I'm trying to ruin their life and that calling the police was a massive overreaction. They're claiming I'm being vindictive and using our child as a weapon. But honestly, I gave them multiple chances to respect my boundaries and my workplace. Was I supposed to just keep letting them disrupt my job indefinitely? Story 3. My family wants me to give them my disability housing. So my family is pressuring me to basically hand over a house that I qualify for because of my disability, and I'm starting to think they're completely out of line. Here's the deal. I'm autistic, level 1, and because of my condition, I qualify for this government housing program that helps people like me get their own homes. It's designed to help disabled individuals gain independence and have a stable living situation. Sounds great, right? Well, here's the kicker. My parents never actually told me I was autistic. I had no idea about my diagnosis until they suddenly brought it up when they found out about this housing benefit. Coincidence? I think not. They basically saw this as their golden ticket to get the house they've always dreamed of, except they want me to be the one to get it for them. They've made it crystal clear that they expect the house to be wherever they want to live, not where I might actually want or need to be. They're not thinking about my independence or what would be best for my situation. They're thinking about their own dreams and convenience. The whole thing feels so manipulative to me. Like, they kept this huge part of my identity from me my entire life, and now suddenly they want to use it to benefit themselves. That doesn't sit right with me at all. This housing program exists to help people with disabilities live independently and have stability in their lives. It's not meant to be a way for families to get free housing by using their disabled family member as a front. But my family is putting so much pressure on me, making me feel guilty for even questioning their plan. They're acting like I'm being selfish for wanting to use this benefit for its actual intended purpose, which is helping me live independently. They keep talking about family loyalty and how I should want to help them achieve their dreams. But what about my dreams? What about my right to use resources designed specifically for people with my condition to actually improve my own life? I'm torn because I do love my family, but this whole situation feels like they're exploiting my disability for their own gain. And the fact that they hid my diagnosis from me until it became useful to them makes me question a lot of things about how they've treated me over the years. Am I being unreasonable for wanting to use disability resources for their actual intended purpose? Story 4. I accidentally threw out Mom's book collection while cleaning. So I tried to help my family deal with my mom's hoarding problem and it completely backfired in the worst possible way. My parents were going away for a 4-day holiday, and before they left, my dad actually gave me permission to start cleaning up the house. My mom has had a serious hoarding problem for years now, and it's been affecting our whole family. The house was getting really bad, so when my dad said I could start tackling it while they were gone, I thought this was finally our chance to make some progress. I started throwing stuff out, working through room after room of accumulated junk. But apparently my mom has security cameras set up, because she caught me on video and immediately started calling to scold me. Even from their vacation, she was monitoring what I was doing and freaking out about me cleaning. I tried to explain that Dad had given me permission, but she was not having it. When they got back from their trip, my mom went straight to the garbage bins and started digging through everything I'd thrown away. And this is where I messed up big time. Apparently, mixed in with what I thought was just more hoarded junk, there were some really valuable book collections that I had accidentally tossed out. I genuinely had no idea these books were valuable or important. When you're dealing with a hoarding situation, everything kind of blends together, and it's really hard to tell what might be worth keeping versus what's actually just clutter. But my mom found these book collections in the trash, and now both my parents are absolutely furious with me. They're acting like I did this on purpose, like I was trying to hurt my mom or destroy her valuable things. But that's not what happened at all. I was trying to help our family by cleaning up a living situation that had gotten out of control. My dad had specifically told me I could start the cleanup process. I wasn't being malicious or careless on purpose. The thing is, this is exactly why hoarding is such a difficult problem to deal with. When there's just stuff everywhere, valuable items get mixed in with everything else, and it becomes impossible to sort through it all carefully. I feel terrible about the books, I really do. But I also feel like I'm getting blamed for trying to help solve a problem that's been hurting our family for years. Now I'm wondering if I should have just left everything alone, even though the hoarding was making our home basically unlivable. Was I wrong to start cleaning without going through every single item with a magnifying glass first? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.